Hey there guys, welcome back, it's Mapper here, today with another episode of Spy Family. So, last episode we were introduced to a few of the characters, and I gotta say Anya is totally adorbs. I really love her. Even though she's a little child, she's the adorable kind, right? Not the kind that really gets on your nerves and whatnot and is crying all the time. Maybe it has to do with her special abilities as well. That's also causing her to be more mature for someone of her age. But in any case, I love the interactions between her and Lloyd. And of course, in this episode, we are going to be completing the family, Because Lloyd still needs to get himself a wife, Anya needs to get herself a mother, and I do believe this is the episode that we're gonna see her. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Alrighty, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, okay. We are starting with the opening, is this going for like an 80s sort of vibe? No, not really. Interesting art style, though. Hey, no name. Hmm. Kind of a weird sort of... Oof. Alright, the assassin there. This is an official Hikadanism song? I was gonna say, like, this sort of, like, mixture of big band is really unique in a lot of ways. Okay. It's probably gonna be a song that grows on me, but, are they kind of, like, trying to disguise themselves? That's true. Did you guys see Anya back there? Have a peanut. How exactly is this going to go, though? Oh, this is him? Yours the girl, right? Yep. She's a senpai, though, so... This is the classic Hylian voice. So why is that, though? Oh, I guess the backdrop of the current situation here. Some people did mention that this is actually kinda sorta... Well, actually, thinking back to the first episode, this is kind of sort of Cold War esque, right? It seems to be like one of those cases where the West and the East are constantly spying on each other, or I guess not. You can't really say East. The Soviets and the Western world are constantly spying on each other and whatnot. So what the heck is she wearing? He's coming along or something? Oh, oh, actually, all right. And so, how come a girl like her got to be an assassin, though? Okay, and he's a she. I guess not technically a brocon, but oh, I guess this is where orders, eh? Well, I certainly hope you don't leave any survivors. What kind of assassin just goes around showing their face? Why are you blushing while you're killing people? is, she, is she supposed to like gain pleasure from this? So they're going to the party directly after this? By the way, like which side is she working for? I feel like that's also kind of important, isn't it? Now you were the one who did it. Anya is so cute. Good question. That's how things are typically supposed to go. this guy can certainly look the part. Oh, is this where she... Yep, because she's in here to fix the dress, eh? By the way, even though they're calling her Yoru means night, right? Although I guess technically they probably are be using kanakana, so because they're supposed to be westernized names. Oh, but. Yes, just like I want this as a mama. I mean, who can blame her? Okay, so she's gonna be the matchmaker now. That's gonna work? Just like that? Of course, it helps that this dude is hot, right? He's good looking, he's hot, he's well built. And being able to come here, he's clearly well off. She's not just gonna grab any random person off the streets, right? Will you marry me? Please don't tell me. Oh. Oh, okay, okay. So rather than actually we're marrying somebody. Ah, this actually works, right? Good job, good job. I like that. That is much more reasonable than trying to get someone to marry you in 2 days. No. What kiddo? Oh, yeah. Let's see. Oh. Yeah. All right. So I guess this is the let's just let's just accept it for what it is. Come on, go, 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 get to the party, dude. Or sorry, actually, find her first. Find a girl. I certainly hope you have your suit underneath that. 7:30. And she's probably like, "Did I get stood up on my first date?" And then she's going to be like, "Pacha!" And they're gonna, "Oh my god, such a hottie." She's definitely gonna have her just desserts by the end of this. Come on, girl. You don't need to be like that. Although, how exactly is did she even tell Lloyd about where she's going? And just as she's going, yeah, not, yeah. We're just actually talking about it. Yeah, of course. Seriously? And that doesn't like out her? want to marry? Oh wait, so they are actually going to understand their respective identities, eh? That's how you're going with? And you're actually accepting that? Ooh. And you're still feeling their patience? Like, Yoru-chan. Yoru-chan. Seriously. Do you want to marry me? I knew it. What the? Oh my god, that is absolutely stupid and hilarious at the same time. Alright, alright. See you guys after this. Oh my god, guys. That ending scene right there. It's absolutely over the top and completely like out there, but yet I love it so much. I've always said that if you want to do something stupid and unrealistic, right? Just go balls to the walls crazy. And they definitely went balls to the walls crazy there. Like okay, so I guess this what's Yoru, right? Your or I guess her westernized name is Yor or something like. I'm just gonna continue to call her Yoru. Um, it would seem that the airhead personality is her dominant personality here. So she is not exactly the most perceptive of things, I guess you could say. Maybe this is a result of her upbringing. She doesn't really have a normal life growing up to this point. So, I mean, we see pretty early on that she has this sort of aloofness to her, and she's not entirely all that skilled in terms of social norms and social manners and all that sort of thing, right? So I guess what they're implying here is that even though we had all these things happening over there, where clearly the guy is even if you're not thinking that he's a spy, you're definitely thinking that he might be involved in some shady underworld work or something like that. Because typically, you don't. Pistols is one thing, a full-on AK-47s and like grenades and whatnot. That's like full-on automatic weapons and such. That is kind of crossing the line, right? But I mean, there's definitely a dissonance here because Yoru is supposed to be a very accomplished assassin, right? So there's no way she doesn't recognize those weapons or the threat level of the situation, and so on and so forth. And indeed, she should be able to perceive that Lloyd is definitely way too well trained to just compared to a normal person, right? But apparently they are going the route where they still are not quite 100% fully aware of each other's occupations and whatnot. I don't know. Like, how exactly is that going to last, though? Because, like, for both of them, knowing and being able to observe the other party is, built. It's like natural instinct to them. It's like second nature to them, right? They both need to do these in terms of their surroundings, and especially so with those that are close to them. And yet, even though Lloyd is clearly exhibiting some behaviors that is highly different from any normal person's, and it's the same for Yoru as well. She's definitely way too well trained, way too perceptive for someone who's apparently only a government office worker, right? I'm really surprised that they haven't each caught on to the other party respectively, right? I do wonder, is this going to continue to be a sort of facade going forward and they're going to play on the comedy of the situation? Or is it going to be relatively early that we have a little bit of a heart-to-heart and, everything is laid bare? But then, with that being said though, then it wouldn't be really as fun, I guess. That this is more of a comedy kind of thing, right? So I guess we are just going to go to great lengths to explain away these situations, explain away these happenings, so that they can operate under the guise of a normal family, right? So we'll see about that. But definitely, that ending there. Well, anything. Despite all my ridiculousness, my thinking about the ridiculousness of the situation and their attitudes toward each other, still, I fully admit I was truly entertained by what happened in this episode. I mean, Yoru, she is definitely a babe, right? I mean, what can you say? She's designed to be a babe. Like, definitely for me, also, the very first thing I saw when I saw the cover of this, both the manga and the anime, was definitely Yoru's design. And not to mention that Lloyd himself is definitely hot as well, right? And then Anya is just an angel. She is so freaking adorable. Like, every single line of hers is just so good. So good. I mean, this episode, like, what else should we say here? I mean, I did kind of like the setup where they initially met each other, right? Because I feel like that actually played out naturally, that played out logically, and even though we had Anya going off and doing some pretty embarrassing stuff, that's kind of in character for her as well, right? And everything progresses, smoothly and pretty well, considering that they're both having some ulterior motives here, right? Having the best lies are the ones that are half truths, half lies, right? Those are the most convincing here. And so what they did here is basically, for Yoru, she's like, yeah, I need someone to pretend to be my boyfriend. For Lloyd, he's like, I need someone to pretend to be my wife, and it all works out in the very end, right? Because that is kind of true. So actually stating this out loud and them being able to be truthful with each other in regards to this particular point definitely helped this operate much more smoothly, right? I definitely prefer this to something else where they get into some kind of ridiculous situation and then somehow they just propose to each other. Like, even though the ending here is way over the top, but you have to agree that the progression towards it made total sense, right? Of course, the sort of marriage proposal, maybe that was a little bit too hasty and a little bit too early. I was actually thinking that they might actually spend some time together first and then decide to register, and maybe that would also help develop the relationship, develop the romance in this story as well. But I guess they can just do some catching up in the future episodes. I mean, clearly uh, Yoru is already quite attracted to Lloyd, right? Especially with his entire speech at the very end there. As for Lloyd, it's a little bit hard to tell. I would definitely feel that as a guy, he would find Yoru attractive, but for somebody like Lloyd, I'm definitely sure that he's not only looking at the attractiveness of a person, but we'll see of things later on and how exactly his feelings towards her manifest. So, anyways, another great episode here. I love it. Yoru is definitely a babe. And yeah, we'll just have to see, with all our three main characters here in the mix, like how exactly their life as, as a new family will continue on. I mean, I can already foresee a bit of stuff, like, especially with Yoru being a little bit more airheaded, that kind of ditzy sort of character, how exactly that's going to play out. The funny thing here, though, is that I do think for the purposes of her cover, it actually sort of works, right? Because, this is definitely a gathering of the rich and powerful, right? The school that they're going to is rich and powerful. And like the truth is a lot of the wives for these rich and powerful people are what some might consider trophy wives, right? So I think she could totally play it off as that kind of persona and cover some sort of her airheadness and ditziness and whatnot, and then still manage to rein it in the at the end, right? Now she only needs to learn how to act a little bit more high class, I guess you could say, and that would help fit her in. And I think that's probably going to be her biggest problem with fitting into her current undercover story here, and fitting in with Lloyd's mission. And that is, she needs to actually act a part of a wife from a supposedly high social status, high standing family. So we'll have to see about that. Although I guess technically, if they wanted to, Lloyd could still go with I had an original wife, and then my new wife isn't quite she isn't really of high upbringing or something of that sort. Like, saying the truth in that kind of situation might also help establish his persona and help establish their standing. I don't know. And that's kind of interesting to think about, but I guess we shall see in the next episode. Anyways, thank you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.